the price of silver and gold is set to skyrocket. I believe that. Apparently, some of the people in the YouTube community don't agree with that because I've had some rather confrontational, I guess we could call it, comments on some of my previous videos regarding my thumbnails and titles and my predictions for the silver price and gold price. Where do you stand on it? Do you think we could see triple-digit silver? Do you think we could see $61 silver? Also, we're going to talk about June 14th, the biggest day in the history of the universe for us silver and gold investors. We got a ton more to talk about as well. I've got a couple great comments that you guys left in videos over the last couple days that I printed out that I want to read to you. Very insightful information. We're going to cover that as well. Welcome, Saturday night. Hey, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps get the word out. So I put out a video this morning, $61 silver. Okay, I believe in my heart that we could easily see $61 silver. But I got several really aggressive, confrontational comments like, you're using clickbait and I'm so sick of you saying 61. And I'm thinking, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Let me tell you something. I'm going to make this real clear. I don't know how you feel about this. I can see $61 silver easily within the next couple years. Absolutely could see $61 silver. And these people are saying, oh, you're using clickbait. You're not, I'm not going to watch your videos anymore. And I'm like, well, you know what? If you aren't the type of person who thinks that we could see $61 silver, maybe you are better off going to a channel where they talk about $24 silver or $30 silver, right? I think 61 is too low. I think we could see $100 silver. What do you think, right? What about maybe 200? I think it's Bix Weir, Road to Ruta. He's been talking about $600 silver. I think it's really possible. So I don't know, if somebody is interested in precious metals, interested in silver and gold, I don't think the prospect of us reaching $61 silver is that outrageous or anything that should upset the apple cart in terms of a thumbnail and a title. I thought it was hilarious. CoinShop Chris, our good friend. Everybody say hello to CoinShop Chris. He's with us tonight, even though he's a little under the weather. So please wish CoinShop Chris to be feeling better. And I appreciate 100 of you right now being here with me, with us. We're together on a Saturday night. And it dawned on me yesterday, I was thinking about the community that we have within silver and gold, within the precious metal sector, within Ron's basement, right? We kind of get together on a regular basis. We're like a club. And, we have a lot of common attributes, but there's one thing that binds us together, and that's silver. We could say gold too, right? But we are like bonded together through silver. We're like people that believe in the future of the silver price and the gold price. Now, what CoinShop Chris said something hilarious. Comment back to one of these people who was ripping on me because I dared to say that I thought silver could go to $61, right? CoinShop Chris said, well, maybe you need to go watch Roadrunner cartoons or something like that. That was a good one. Then I called CoinShop Chris. I was upstairs and I gave him a call and I had him on speakerphone and he didn't know he was on speakerphone and he said the S word, the word that rhymes with, what's a word that it rhymes with? It starts with sh and ends with, and it's another word for poop, okay? We don't cuss on Ron's Basement. I don't think I've ever cussed, offend anybody in that manner either, right? But he said the S word, and he was and my daughter was sitting there playing the Xbox, and I joked, and I said, Chris, oh my God, my daughter's here. She's never heard that in her whole entire life. And my daughter Evelyn started laughing. I'll put it that way. So anyway, let's talk about the 14th first. Then we're going to hit on silver and why I see $61 as a real possibility. Okay, but on the 14th, we're going to hear from the Fed about the interest rate hikes. That's going to have major impact. Next week is going to be fireworks. and explosions and insanity within the precious metals market. I'm thinking we could get to $2,200 gold by the end of June, and it's going to come on the back of next week. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe that I am right. Let me know what you think, right? How do you feel about what's going to happen next week? But I have the strong inclination that next week is going to be major news for the gold and silver community. I think it's going to signal, not to us because we already know, but to the more mainstream people, a change in direction in monetary policy. And that has the biggest impact on the price of gold and silver than anything, okay? $61 silver. What was I thinking? I should have said $81 silver, right? But can the Fed really keep raising rates? Let's remember, right? We got a little banking crisis going on right now. If they raise rates, that turns up the heat even more on the banks. They don't want to do that. They got the Treasury who's going to be sucking all kinds of money out of the economy to borrow, right? Our government that's, I won't even go down that path, but in such wonderful shape right now, right? What else is going on? What other big things? Oh, is the economy slowing? Talk to somebody in the trucking business. Talk to a guy who 3 years ago went out and bought a $150,000 big rig. Maybe one of you is in that business and knows from what I hear, the trucking business is suffering, right? Do they want to crack? The economy's already slowing down. It was the fastest rate hike session over the last 16 months in the history of the world. Okay? They don't want to kill the economy. They're beholden to the economy. They don't really care about inflation. I mean, think about it, guys. I'm wearing the unicorn fart dust shirt today. Hold on. Did I show you this already? I had the red shirt on. And this came from a viewer, and it matches these shorts perfectly. Nonetheless, I had the red shirt on, and I'm down here getting ready, and I'm all stressed, right? Because look at it, I have all this paper, all these notes, and I want to cover all this. This is why gold and silver are going to the moon, okay? Plus this paper. And I'm getting through all that, and Susie comes. Susie's my wife, for those of you who don't know. She comes to the steps. She says, why don't you wear a different shirt than the red shirt? Which I've only heard that from her like 75,000 times. She said, wear the unicorn fart dust shirt. So I'm like, fine. You know what that's like, and your wife or your husband keep bugging you about something, like, fine, whatever. So that you can thank Susie that I'm wearing this nice shirt. What was I talking about? The Fed. What about the zombie companies? Have you heard about the zombies? Huh? Right? We got a bunch of, you think the banks are in bad shape? You think the banks are in bad shape in the United States? There's a whole big percentage of the companies in the United States that are called zombies. And you know why they're called zombies? Because the only way they survived over the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years was because of super ultra low interest rates. Okay? So what that meant was they could keep borrowing more money to keep their business afloat because they could borrow it at like really low rates. Now rates have skyrocketed on them. So as those loans come due and they need to renew the loans, right? You know what's happening? You know what's going to happen? Their interest expense is going to go up by like twice. And they're zombies. They're going to go bankrupt. We've already seen like a record number of bankruptcies since, 2010 through May of this year. And 2010 was the last great recession. So gold and silver are going to do very, very, very well because we're moving into a mumbo jumbo conglomeration of factors that are going to require printing money. There's no other way around it, guys, right? And when they print money, when they dilute the currency further, that only serves to make the price of gold and silver go way, way up. That's a fact. Now, I got something else for you that's mind-blowing about gold. Usually I would wait till the end to share this with you, but I'm going to share it with you right now. Hold on. Let me Give me 1 second. Let me get my note. I'm going to step off camera. I'm not leaving you. When I'm gone, what you can do, we're around, envision we're all sitting around a big campfire together. You can talk to the bear for 1 second, okay? If you're cool with that. I need to get the notes because I got something to talk about that is the atomic bomb of information. Nobody else is talking about this, and it has to do with the gold and silver price. And I want you, after I get done, to tell me in the comments, am I really crazy to think this is going to happen or could happen, or am I involved in creative imagination? Okay? When I'm gone, say something to the bear. All right. I got it. I'm back. Okay. Here's what we need to talk about. And this could get us to, let's say $2,500 gold. Let's say $34 silver. Here's a couple facts, and this is based on fact. The gold price right now, today, $19.65 per ounce, whatever it is darn near record high territory, right? We are within striking distance of a new all-time high for gold, okay? Despite the fact that over the last couple of years, gold has been like running into the wind, paddling against the current, however you want to say it. The macro conditions for gold have not been favorable over the last several years. There, I act like my sophisticated, college-educated self that I am. Nonetheless, it's been a crappy environment for gold and silver for the last couple of years, right? Think about this. Gold is darn near within striking distance of an all-time high despite that. But where it gets really interesting is sentiment as they measure. Sentiment means like the market attitude, the feeling toward metals, gold and silver, and in particular precious metal mining stocks. Sentiment is measured by any measure is at an almost all-time low for gold, silver, and the precious metal mining stocks. The precious metal mining stocks, especially the junior miners and the explorers and developers, you talk to anybody, like, we've never seen it so bad. Apathy, nobody cares, right? Lights out. What happens when you go talk to your neighbors about silver and gold? Right? I saw my neighbors. I got home. Evie had a softball game. We got home, pulling up. My neighbors are out there. I thought they have termites, so they're raking the mulch away from their house. And I'm like, they're sweating profusely. The last thing they wanted to do was talk about gold and silver. Nobody wants, your family, right? You're right. I'm good friends with Susie's brother. If I called him, want to talk about, they just changed the subject. They don't want to talk about it. The sentiment toward gold and silver, no matter where you measure it, no matter how hey, thank you for that super chat, Coin Shop Chris. We're going to talk about super chats in a minute too, but I want to give you this atomic bomb. Sentiment for silver and gold is just horrific. Now, so we need to review. This is very important. Gold is near an all-time high. The feeling, the sentiment, the interest in it is near an all-time low. So I now use your imagination. Go forward. We don't have to go forward 3 weeks. You're 3 weeks older. You've maybe listened to a few more hours of my crazy videos, right? Nonetheless, 3 weeks from now, gold goes to an all-time high, right? Jerome on the 14th doesn't raise rates. Says some dovish stuff. The end of June, gold, and the end of June's not too far away. Your bills are going to be due. Don't you hate that at the end of the month? Anyway, gold's at an all-time high. Gold's at $2,200. Ron's basement, my brain, I finally got a prediction right. I borrowed Buddy Rumble, the Louisiana gold guru. I borrowed his crystal ball, okay? So we got $2,200 gold, and that feeds through. Thank you, Neil. That was awesome. Super chats are great. Never expected. Always appreciated. We're at the end of June. We've got $2,200 gold. Now, think about what the silver price is. Think about what the platinum price is. Okay? $2,200 gold. If it gets there and sentiment is still low, right? Sentiment is still, let's say we measure sentiment on a 1 out of 10 base, it's 1.5. And we get to a new all-time high, suddenly people are going to start talking about gold and silver again, right? But the whole point here is if we get to we're darn near an all-time high. If we get to an all-time high and sentiment is crappy, this crappy sentiment is actually a good thing. Because if we get to an all-time high with crappy sentiment and then sentiment improves, that will be like a double booster rocket for the price. That'll move it from 2,200 to 2,800. And it could happen really quickly. Okay? Does that make sense? It's not like I'm saying, hey guys, we're at within striking distance of an all-time high with the gold price. But boy, everybody's really crazy. It couldn't get more optimistic. No, we're at almost an all-time high and we couldn't get more pessimistic. So the point is, once we get to that all-time high, there's a huge, massive runway ahead of us for sentiment to improve, and that's what drives price. And we've had no help from sentiment to this point. Right? People say, oh, it's the central banks. The central banks are the reason why. Look. Let me get something out of my pile. China, central bank, Kitco article. China buys 16 tons of gold. I wonder why they're buying gold. Have you thought about that? Huh? We'll talk about that in a second. But that's the big possible scenario that could unfold for the silver price and the gold price. Right? We're at pretty good prices. But if we get any improvement in sentiment, and the spark that could do that would be a new all-time high. Hey, I appreciate the super chats. Let me look here. Coin Shop Chris and the Bear told you to do it. And I think Neil, possibly. Thank you guys. Always appreciated. Never expected. Right now I don't have a sponsor, so I do this because I love it. It's something I enjoy doing, connecting with you people. And, if you can ever donate $1 or $2, that's much appreciated. But again, never, ever expected. And as the channel continues to grow, that's my number one priority, is connecting with more great people like you. I know that maybe some financial rewards will come. So thank you. Thank you very much. China buys gold, 16 tons. Why is that a big deal? Because China is the second largest economy in the world. China is the fastest growing economy in the world. China is aligned with Russia, India, Brazil, right? The BRICS. June 14th is big. We also have what's going to happen in September. We've talked about that. We could get some big news out of the BRICS. Let's talk about our favorite subject. You know who's put a little damper? Yeah, that's another factor that we don't talk about enough. We know silver and gold have been rowing against the current, dealing with some serious headwinds over the last couple of years. But what's the other thing that kind of took a little air out of the sails of precious metals over the last 3-4 years? Yes, cryptocurrency. I don't care if you like cryptocurrency or not. I'm not a big fan, but we do know that right now there's big trouble in crypto world. The Securities and Exchange Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission has put out an action against Binance and Coinbase. Binance said they were going to stop taking dollar deposits. The government appears to be making some rather significant moves against crypto. Isn't this all happening? Isn't it weird how these things are happening? Not to beat a dead horse, but the debt limit being raised. Oh, wait, it wasn't raised. It was suspended. That means they can now spend as much money as they want through January of 2025, right? On top of that, we got a crypto crackdown going on right now. Binance and Coinbase are in big, deep, hot water with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And, if people start moving away from crypto, some of that money is going to come back into silver and gold. We're going to get some of that money that wants to be outside of the fiat traditional banking system coming back into the precious metals market, because we know gold and silver are the only forms of real money. Everything else is just, yes, unicorn fart dust. That's according to our good friend Coin Shop Chris. And Chris, as always, has been a great help with the channel, a great help tonight, and he's under the weather. So if you get a chance in the comments, please tell Coin Shop Chris to get well soon. Please, okay? Even though he said the S word on the speakerphone in front of my daughter, she was like, "Daddy, what does that mean?" I said, "Oh my gosh." I'm just joking around. I got to tell this quick story about my daughters. We were, I better not, but some other time I'll share that story. China buys all that gold. Oh, Lordy. Here, let's read. I want to read you. You think we don't read your comments? Well, we do. I got a couple great comments that I printed out that we're gonna read through quickly because I thought they were good. This is from Ron Dent, who's a subscriber. He said, "I'm a student of history with regard to silver. It's always had value and it always will. In my opinion, if spot silver moves down to $16 anytime soon, we will be in trouble economically. If spot silver moves to $61 anytime soon, we will be in trouble economically. Regardless, silver and gold have always been a store of value and always will. When markets are crashing or inflating, gold and silver tend to hold up much better than other markets." What were we just talking about? Gold is within striking distance of a new all-time high. Think about this. What other, and was recently very close to an all-time high, what other asset class has been anywhere near an all-time high territory in the last year? Nothing. The stock market's not near an all-time high. The bond market certainly is not near an all-time high. Gold is the only asset that in the last couple of months has been literally bumping its head against its all-time high. Back to Ron Dent's comment. There are entirely too many potential black swan events that could adversely affect the U.S. and the world economies. This could be geopolitical, biological, climate change, economic, or if Ron eats too much Taco Bell, well, wait a minute. Nope, he didn't say that. And market manipulations for a few. Nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. History is one of the best examples of what is likely to happen. Right? Gold and silver. All right? They're worth their money. What about the next comment? Is it one of yours? Let's take a look. I thought this was another great one. Ghost in plain sight. So the most obvious question is this. If the uber wealthy are buying up gold and silver in record amounts, why wouldn't we? Good question, ghost in plain sight. Folks want to say that gold and silver are bad investments, that they don't earn interest, that it's too volatile, that the manipulation makes it a bad investment, that it's an ancient and useless form of trade. Blah, blah, blah. Central banks are buying it up at a record pace, and they publicly state that they're going to continue to do so. The uber wealthy are quietly buying huge amounts. So ask yourself this. Do you find a reason to disparage gold and silver for the aforementioned reasons? And because idiots, he said this, like Mr. Dave Ramsey, want to keep your wealth tied to the fiat markets? Or maybe hedge your wealth and well-being by investing a portion of your wealth in gold and silver. If gold and silver are bad investments, why are banks and nations buying it up? Thank you, Ghost in Plain Sight. I thought those were two outstanding, excellent comments. Let's talk about the physical inventories. All right. Tomorrow, I'll be interviewing Mr. Stuart Englert. Let me see what I have here. Do you know who Stuart Englert is? Do you know who Stuart Englert is? He wrote this book, Rigged. He's a great guy. He's a champion within the silver and gold community. The book's called Rigged, Exposing the Largest Financial Fraud in History. He did an in-depth study about the rigging of the silver price. We're going to talk with him tomorrow about that, but also about what's going on in the silver market, because, guys, the amount of inventory at the COMEX and the LBMA continues to be way, way down. We got 100 thumbs up. 10 rings, huh? All right, I'm going to hop over to the comments. Yes, Sharon, sorry, I forgot to ring the bell. Love junk silver, Greg Mann says. Saddle up, it's silver time. Vegas up 1-0. Hello, Matt Tyndall, good to see you. Hello, Coin Shop Chris. Hello, and thank you guys for the super chats. That is awesome. And if I didn't show you already, I want to show you what I got. Snakebite, one of our great viewers, sent this. Let me make sure you can see it. Can you see that? You see that? That's a unicorn 1 ounce silver round, and it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the back of it. It's made by Intaglio Mint, which honestly I don't know anything about. Look at that. Don't you just love silver? And I love silver even more when it comes from a viewer. So thank you. Okay, Snakebite, I appreciate it. It is beautiful. Oh, Snakebite's on here. Hello, Snakebite. Hello, Susie. Uh-oh, Susie's supposed to be getting our dinner. Times 10. Saddle up. It's silver time. Questions, comments. Yay. Please let me know. Stuart Palmer, gold is going to 1,800. Uh-oh, that's okay. You can think that. Okay, Matt Tyndall says, what's your opinion? Bars or rounds? If I had, I'm cheap. Let me say that. Okay, here's a 10-ounce silver bar. I got into these CMT up in Massachusetts, 4.9s silver. They were more affordable than rounds. Rounds are good because if we get in a situation where we need to use them for barter, they'd be a little easier to use a 1 ounce round than it would to be a 10-ounce bar. I mean, in today's money, that's worth what, $270? So if I just needed to buy some groceries and wanted to trade somebody for something, a 1 ounce round or a bar becomes much more practical, I guess you would say. No doubt about it. Hey, did you guys hear this big news that I think it's Newmont has a huge silver mine in Mexico that they shut down? The employees were threatening to strike, and Mexico's becoming so hard. The key thing for silver with Mexico is 25% of the world's silver production comes from Mexico. So Newmont shuts down a mine in Mexico that produces 30 million ounces a year of silver. Now you think, well, okay, how does that relate? That's like 3.4% of the world's silver production that they just took offline because they're like, you know what, we're tired of dealing with this. Now, whether or not they reopen it or how soon they do, but nonetheless, overall, the fact that Mexico is becoming so contentious when it comes to silver mining, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a ton of new silver coming from Mexico anytime soon. There's also a great video from SD Bullion. I think it's James Anderson put it out about this report that came out of China regarding silver and some media coverage going on in China. The Chinese are like kind of running out of silver, and they're talking about how this current rate of consumption that we have with silver, and they explicitly call out the paper manipulation by the COMEX and the LBMA, that it's just not sustainable, and that they explicitly said we need higher silver prices. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal, okay? Tomorrow night's live stream, I'm going to talk about that some more, but the Chinese are recognizing that we need higher silver prices because we need more silver, right? And the only way to get more silver is through recycling or through incentivizing mining companies to build silver mines. So that's big news, right? God, we love silver, right? There's so much to like about silver. It's the most reflective metal on the face of the earth. It's the most electrically conductive. It's the most thermally conductive. It's antimicrobial. It's used in solar panels, electric cars. It's everywhere. And it's money. It's a store of wealth. That's what we love about it. We even love more the fact that it's absolutely beautiful. Okay? If you have a question, all caps. Hello, Magical Giraffe. Hello, Voodoo Queen. Buddy Rumble. That is awesome. Are we back? Can you hear me? Tommy, can you hear me? Hey, it's Saturday night. You want to hear about some music? Let me tell you this. I don't know why I'm not a big classic rock fan, but there's a band called Triumph and a song called Fight the Good Fight. I would swear they wrote this about us silver and gold stackers, right? Fight the good fight every moment, every day. Fight the good fight every moment. It's your only way. I'm not going to read you the rest of the lyrics, but I'm telling you, it's got to be our theme song. Okay, let's move on to the next subject. All right, guys. The future looks bright for the silver price and gold price. I don't care what they say. Some people may not like my thumbnail. Some people may not agree that we're going to get to $61 silver in a couple years. That's okay, right? Maybe you don't agree with me. That's okay. Maybe you think we're going to go higher, right? But it's so critical for us to understand that in a lot of ways, things couldn't get worse. Sentiment, the feeling toward metals has not been this bad. Now, I'm not saying we feel that way, and I'm not saying it's smart, but the reality is the sentiment, the feeling toward metals is so low, so much runway for improvement. And it's not like we're talking about some newfangled idea that we're trying to sell the world on. This stuff's been valuable for thousands and thousands of years. So when it takes off, right, it really has this unbelievable ability to take off like crazy, okay? I just saw somebody in the comments, ran by, something about 70% of the silver mine. Let me talk about that. I've got thank you, Derek O'Neill. He loves the basement and what we stand for, and we're bound, all of us here, we're bound together by this stuff, right? Huh? By this stuff. We're bound together by silver. Maybe gold too. I don't have any physical gold, but we are bound together by silver. Now, gold CIC. I don't know what that means, Snakebite. Is a wealth of knowledge. You'll have to send me an email and tell me what you mean by that. Somebody said, okay, here we go. Inserper Deeper 68 says over 70% of silver is mined for free. And you know what? He's right. He's absolutely right. 70% of the world's silver that's mined every year is a byproduct, primarily of base metals, copper mining, lead mining, zinc mining, right? But there's a big caveat. There's a guy named Ross Beatty who's regarded, he started 7 uber successful mining companies. And Ross, hold on, I got to take a drink. Ross brings up a very good point. Most of that 70% was a byproduct of copper mining. Yes, copper mining. But guess what? You've probably heard the world's copper mines are running out of copper. So the new mines that are being explored, they have to go much deeper, much, much deeper. And guess what? The silver's not there. So there's an argument back to that big 70%. CoinShop Chris says crypto is unicorn fart dust. It is. There's no way around it. Absolutely. I own, I don't want to have any physical gold in my possession, so I own gold mining stocks, and trust me, I have way too much money in gold mining stocks. I have a keen interest in the price of gold because of a large percentage of my net worth, which is invested into gold mining stocks. Copper mining. Gold Kick is here now. Okay, I'll have to get to know Gold Kick. Mining costs are high when diesel prices are high. Yes. So should we buy into copper and lithium mines to get free silver? No, because it's not, how do I say this? It's not a material amount of what comes out of the mines, the copper mines and the lithium mines. I'm not sure about lithium, if silver coexists with lithium or not, but you know, the new copper mines, guys. Hello, Chef Stacker. Good to see you. Interesting, Voodoo Queen says Missouri has a template designs for goldbacks ready for print through UPMA. We just have to get past Dean Plocker. We know who he's affiliated with. Yeah, apparently Dean Plocker is who we can thank for in Missouri. Gosh, we haven't talked about that in a while. I need to catch up with Pat Holland. I've been saying that for a while, but across the United States, we had a wave of legislation that was pending, being voted on, that would allow state citizens to reclaim their right to use gold and silver as legal tender. Now, I want to remind you, the founders of our country wrote that into the United States Constitution. It's written into our Constitution. I forget the specific, but Article 10 somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, states, one by one, right, are taking action. Utah, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, I mean, all over the place, to pass legislation that allows their citizens to use gold and silver as legal tender. Okay? Because why? Because the states know that the government is screwing the citizenry. They're afraid, right? This is so fascinating. Think about this. In the United States, you got individual states that are moving to protect their citizens and to allow them to use silver and gold, to store their wealth in silver and gold. You got the United States, right? As a country as a whole, the federal government, the Federal Reserve, they want nothing to do with silver and gold. Even though Tricky Dick Nixon in 1971 said it was only temporary, that he was going to take the United States off silver and gold standard. So the states are working to protect themselves. The country as a whole says, oh, no, it's gold and silver. That's a barbarous relic. We want you to use unicorn fart dust, right? Trust in paper. Really? Trust in paper. How does that sound? Do you like that idea? Probably not. And then when you zoom out even further from the United States and look at the world as a whole, isn't it interesting that like now a majority of the world, right? I mean, the world central banks are buying gold like crazy. You get the BRICS countries who everybody wants to join. I've heard some people say Texas is going to join the BRICS and that maybe even the United States is going to join the BRICS. all joking aside, right? You got the individual states, and then you got all the other countries that are all moving and recognizing, right? Nothing new. Let's not forget this either, guys. Hey, Sharon, thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. But the individual states recognizing the value of silver and gold, protecting their citizens. All the other countries, or a lot of them in the world, moving to protect their citizens, moving to protect their wealth by buying silver and gold. What does that tell you? And then even on a more micro level, you got these people that like to come to a live stream on a Saturday night in a basement with a guy with a gas mask box on his ping pong table that maybe also like to invest in silver and gold. It tells me that almost everybody, except our federal government, is recognizing the value of silver and gold. And why don't they want us to use silver and gold? Why doesn't Jerome Powell or Janet Yellen? You guys want to see him? Oh, I haven't had him out for a while. Here, him, right? He doesn't want you to use silver and gold. Get rid of your silver and gold. And her? Remember her? Yeah. Janet Yellen, right? She doesn't want you to use your silver and gold. No, they want you to use paper. Unicorn fart dust, right? Put your faith in paper. Put your faith in your government. I mean, isn't it crazy? Because like with all the polls in America, people don't trust their government. They don't. I mean, I don't like it, but they don't trust their politicians. But they sure as heck will walk around and trust the paper that's representative of their politicians. Does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. No, right? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They want you to have full faith in that paper. Here's some paper, right? Right? Or electronic money, right? Grab it. Where is it? Dollars, electronic dollars. Oh, there's a Bitcoin. Hold on, guys. I'm busy. I can't talk to you right now. I'm collecting Bitcoins and digital dollars, right? Yeah. It's almost like mind control or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's what they want us to do. But individuals like you are protecting yourself. Individuals like me, I'm protecting myself, right? We're sitting around a campfire together right now, guys, okay? We're on a little virtual camping trip together. We know what gold and silver can do for us, right? We know. Look at this beauty. This one came from Coin Shop Chris. I'm going to show you that side. See how shiny that is? Remember, silver's the most reflective metal known to man. We know. I mean, just think about this 1 ounce of silver, right? This same silver that's in here could have been used during the Roman Empire, could have been used whenever, thousands of years ago, as value. And sure, it's been melted and smelted and stamped into this, minted into this beautiful coin, right? But the reality is it's maintained its value over all those years. What about paper currencies? Tell me, oh, that was one that Dave Ramsey guy, that really ticked me off. I got to be honest. I don't know how you feel about this, but this one really ticked me off. Dave Ramsey, I was listening to I was doing a bunch of research for a video that I made. Believe it or not, I do a lot of research for the videos. And I'm listening to Dave Ramsey, and he's got all these points why he thinks gold and silver are dumb, okay? We're dummies. Welcome. We're the dummies around the campfire with a bunch of silver and gold. And I'm listening. One of his points was silver and gold doesn't really protect your wealth because when one currency collapses, people don't start using silver and gold. And the example he used was the Confederacy, the South states during the Civil War. He's like, when the Union won the Civil War, the Confederate the people that lived in the South had Confederate dollars. They didn't start using gold and silver. No, they switched to Union dollars, which 2 points. They were probably, maybe, I don't know, but they were probably, the Union dollars probably were backed by silver and gold. But my whole point, what drove me crazy, was those people in the South, right? Let's say you lived in the South during the Civil War and you had two choices. You could either put all your wealth into paper money, right? Confederate dollars, or you could have a little silver and gold, right? Or silver or gold or whatever, and keep that and hide that. At the end of the Civil War, if you put your money in Confederate dollars, they were worthless. If you had it in silver and gold, you still had 100% of your money. If you had it in Confederate dollars, they used them to wallpaper their house. No joke. That's what I read one time. Okay. But if you had your money in silver and gold, it maintained its value. So I didn't agree with that Dave Ramsey, that whole thing, talking about, silver and gold, it's not a store of value, because if there's hyperinflation or if there's currency collapse or regime change, people don't run to silver and gold. I don't buy it. I don't buy it one bit whatsoever. Let's go to the pile. Let's go to the comments. Hello, Goldrick, 100%. Goldbacks are a lot of money. Yes, that's the knock. People ask me about goldbacks. I've got some goldbacks. They're beautiful. So I guess, yes, I do own gold. If you're looking at them from a weight perspective, they carry a very high premium, but they carry some other benefits as well. And if you buy them through like UPMA, you can always sell them back for the same price. But yes, no doubt about it. Snake bite, silver and gold will always hold value. Yes. Yeah. I made a video earlier and I told a story about the sentiment, how people just don't like silver and gold right now, right? And how they will always hold their value. There's just, we got history on our side, right? That was the other thing. This Dave Ramsey guy is talking about. He's like, well, they don't have any intrinsic value. They're not really, the only value that you get out of silver and gold is because somebody else is willing to buy it from you or trade you for it. And I'm like, well, yeah, And then I got really angry because I'm thinking, yeah, buddy, and people have been willing to trade for silver and gold for thousands of years. Somebody else, one of you guys brought up a great point. It was Buddy Rumble, my good friend, the Louisiana gold guru. He was talking about how if you've got the silver and gold, you can always, it's interesting. They will always give you paper fiat flavor of the month, flavor of the year, whatever country you're in. They will always give you that for your silver and gold. And silver and gold are valuable everywhere in the world. And, right, so they're universal and they've been valuable for this thousands of years. You can always convert your silver and gold into anything. That was the other thing. I don't mean to keep going off on Dave Ramsey, but then his little sidekick was like, yeah, and did you see that YouTube video where the guy tried to live with a 1 ounce gold bar for a day? And I'm thinking, well, was the guy dumb? Give me a 1 ounce gold bar, Dave, and a video camera, and I'll show you how I could live pretty darn high on the hog for one day, real high on the hog, because I'm frugal as frugal gets. I could blow that 1 ounce gold bar easily in one day. I could eat well and have a lot of fun. I mean, I'm sorry. I just do not agree with that. Hey, guys, we're at 166 thumbs up. I don't think we can do it. But if we get to 200 thumbs up, I will do it for you. I will do the bird peck with my nose of the bell 2 times. And I'm telling you, That is painful. And I only do that on Saturdays from now on because I injured my nose last time. But tonight, I will try it again to see if I can make that happen. 200 thumbs up. You guys are awesome, man. Ron, you have a heavy hitter tonight. I love that coin. Thank you, Matt. I love that coin too. Feel better, Coin Shop Chris. Chris P. Papers, Unicorn Fart Dust. Let's see what you guys are talking about. You have a heavy gold click. Gold Chick. Oh, cool. Thank you. Hello, Gold Chick. Great to see you here. People are speaking very highly of you. So welcome to Ron's Basement. Just so you know, that bear, his blindfold comes off during the big party we're all going to have when gold hits $2,500. And I'm feeling it could be a summertime party. Like the bear's going to have a swimsuit on, right? And that little guy right there, that's the silver bear. His blindfold comes off at $85 silver. Thanks to Coin Shop Chris. He's the one who put that number through for us. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen this summer. I'm not thinking, but we'll see. When will you learn, Ron? No nose ring. Yeah, I take my nose ring off when I do my live stream. So, hey, you guys, don't you do this to me. I do not want to get to 200 thumbs up. I meant to end the live stream because it hurts when I peck that. I'm telling you, look at my big snaz. Oh, boy, my nose keeps growing. Oh, you guys are cracking me up. You're the best. $10,000 silver. Nut JOL. Oh, you know what? Maybe next week I'll make a video with a thumbnail called $10,000 silver. Because I tell you what, there's a guy that made a whole video about my thumbnails. Coin Shop Chris might remember where it was, saying how ridiculous my thumbnails were. $61 silver. Come on, man. I mean, that is not out of the question. It is not. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. Need to relax. That is not out of the question that we get $61 silver. Absolutely not. We had $50 silver in 2011. Hello, right? That's the equivalent of like $84.32 if my math is correct in today's dollars, and that's... Don't get the 200 thumbs up. I don't want to do the bird peck. Please. Did anybody notice my new gas mask? You guys. I'm trying to shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Remember that song by the Cars? $230 makes me a millionaire. Okay. Gold Chick, if you ever want to be on Ron's Basement, I'd be happy to do an interview with you. I could send you a Zoom link, and we record a video, and then I edit it into a masterful final product. Bitcoin going a lot higher. All right, guys, I got a question for you. Let me poll. Let's do oh, boy. I didn't see that. I did not see 200 thumbs up. I'm going to make believe that didn't happen, okay? Make believe that didn't happen. Uh-oh. I've gone so long, my laptop is dying, so I have to look at the comments now on my camera screen here. Let's do a poll, okay? Which do you think will perform better in the coming month, silver or gold? You can just type S or G. Which do you? I think G. Now I'm a silver lover, you know that. Don't get mad at me, but in the next month, I think G is going to do better. We got a G. We got an S. We got an S. We got a G. We got an S. We got an S. We got silver. Coin Shop Chris spelled it out. We got an S. Silver all the way. Gold, silver, $50 by the time this next year. Yes, I think that's within the realm of possibility. Gold, silver, platinum. Sorry, I spit. Silver. Can we vote in a live poll? I'll put that on the community tab when we're done here, a poll regarding this. I don't know how to do that. Gold. Yeah, I'm thinking gold, but silver follows gold. Zero chance 50 dollars by this time next year. You can't say zero chance about anything. You can say very unlikely, but I don't agree with zero chance. But you, I do agree, are able to say whatever you like and voice your opinion, right? Because you could be right. All right, interesting. Getting a feel. Are you more interested in buying precious metals as a collector or a stacker? Collector or a stacker? Then I promise, no more questions. Collector or a stacker? Oh, I got to do the, oh my gosh. Shut that down. My 10-year-old laptop just died. We got 208 thumbs up. That means I have to hit the bell with my nose. Can you guys see the bell? It's right here. I really don't want to do this, but I said I would, and I always, 99.9% of the time, do what I say I'm going to do. Stacker. Yeah, we're more stackers, aren't we? I just muted you. I don't know why I did that. Have I been on mute the whole night tonight? Maybe that's why so many people are sticking around. I had a joke somebody told me last night, too, about Peru. All right, anyway. I'm going to do the nose. You ready? Gotta line it up. There's one. Two. 2 nose hits. Actually, that didn't hurt too bad that time. I think I have either I've developed callus or I have a new hobby. I'll be right back. Don't leave me. Tommy, can you hear me? Oh, dream weaver. Here. The days grow shorter and the nights are getting long. Feels like we're running out of time. Every day it seems much harder telling right from wrong. You gotta read between the lines. I'll be right back. Because I'll tell you what, this is the Silver and Gold Stacker theme song, and I am not a fan of classic rock, okay? I don't know if you're a fan of classic rock. The band is Triumph. I was going to call SpongeBob, my cousin that I've been friends with since I was 0, because he's like a year older than me. He loves classic rock. He likes Foreigner and Journey, and I'm sure he likes Triumph. Do you like Triumph? Anyway, this is our new theme song, and I bet they'll be okay with that. Maybe they're stackers. We need to reach out to them. The band's called Triumph. And it's called Fight the Good Fight. I'm just going to read you the first lyric. It's only 4 lines, but we're sitting around the campfire together here, guys, and we are we are connected by silver, but this is interesting. Just you can look up the lyrics yourself, but I just want to you know what? I'll sing it. The days grow shorter and the nights are getting long. Feels like we're running out of time. Every day it seems much harder telling right from wrong. You gotta read between the lines. I mean, and isn't that what we talk about? See the forest through the trees? When we look at everything going on, right? Like we aren't the people that just see the trees. We put all the trees together and see the forest through the trees. Hey, thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon.